Empire's hunting Jedi survivors. Now, they know who you are.
Let's start this off by saying there is no way at all that the following review will be objective or unbiased. Understand? Good. So, now I can say Jedi Fallen Order is my game of the year. I'll do my best to be as spoiler-free as possible, since there are plenty of moments throughout the game for Star Wars lore masters such as myself to get all excited over. For anyone not in the know, Fallen Order is an action-adventure game telling the story of new character to the franchise, Jedi Padawan Cal Kestis. Cal survived the Jedi Purge at the end of the Clone Wars and has been in hiding on a scrapyard planet for the last 5 years, keeping his abilities secret from an Empire still looking to have him killed.
Trust no one.
Of course, events transpire that mean he can't keep hiding, so he journeys the galaxy trying to complete his training and become a Jedi Knight. With a big old ship called the Mantis and a motley crew including Captain Grease Drysis and a mysterious Seer Junta, Cal has everything he needs to get out there and start slashing stormtroopers and various beasties, all in the name of knowledge. Now, where do I begin reviewing properly though? I guess the first thing that really struck me about my latest adventure into the galaxy far, far away was just how gorgeous the environments were. With a fair split between classic Star Wars planets and a couple of newbies thrown into the mix, there was a lot to examine and enjoy. My first experience of being absolutely blown away came during the very first mission, and the game's tutorial, on the scrapyard world of Bracca. During the earliest stages, our hero Cal stands atop of a wrecked Venator Star Destroyer and witnesses a Confederate battleship being brought to the surface. Watching the hulking ship fall while Cal and his friend discuss the Clone Wars of the recent past filled me with so much Star Wars joy. I wasn't sure what would get me hyped next, though the highlight of the world building hit me during my trip to the Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk, a giant forest planet with an ongoing rebellion by the time Cal gets there, during which he meets the partisan leader and famous arsehole Saw Gerrera. Cal uses his insane ability to climb basically anything to scale an AT-AT to aid the rebels in their struggle. What struck me about the moment wasn't so much the actions themselves, but the fact that the aforementioned walker was using the Star Wars Rebels design. So what was basically a stylistic choice for the original series has now been made into the canon early design for the iconic walkers. Not just the walkers though. During the game we're introduced to a cavalcade of new characters as you'd expect, and one of whom is a Lasat, just like the Rebels character Zeb. It's great to see so much canon being handled so well, and bringing together all these different mediums, bridging the gaps.
I fly my ship in the middle of a battlefield, and now we're talking about risks?
Why didn't you stop me?
My job is to guide you on your path, not choose it for you.
Anyway, enough of me frothing over lore, time to talk mechanics. I've heard a lot of people describing this as a Star Wars Soulsborne game, but really that's not quite it. I think the best description I've come across yet was from Respawning's very own Luke Stone. He said, "It's a bad Soulsborne, but it's a great Sekiro." And that pretty much perfectly sums it up. With the difficult enemies and a focus on close combat, meditation areas, similar to the bonfires, limited healing items and enemies respawning whenever you rest, it's understandable why people jump to the Souls comparison. Really though, since the stamina bar is only used for blocks, and with the combat focusing more on your ability to dodge, parry and basically get out of the way, this is just Sekiro with lightsabers and force powers. Cal's abilities advance throughout the game, with new lightsaber combos, stat upgrades and all sorts coming from the skill tree, and some abilities coming from moments in the story. It's incredibly fun learning what each enemy type is weak to, and how to use that to your advantage, particularly when faced with a mixed group of foes and you have to cycle between each. The only way fights like this really work is because, unlike most Jedi games, Fallen Order has mapped each power to a different button, taking out those horrible moments of cross-pollination where you might accidentally force push an enemy you only wanted to slow down. Though in my experience, force push is easily the most versatile and useful ability. I mean, why would you fight 3 guys at once when you can just push them all off a cliff immediately and be done with it? Getting back to the story, like I said at the start, I can't really say all that much without spoiling massive sections of the game. Most of what I have to say comes from the acting talent involved. All of the characters are played incredibly well, with a shout out to Cameron Monaghan. Most people will recognise him as the proto-Joker from Gotham, Jerome. While he plays psychopathic villain well, Here he takes the reins of pure-hearted but troubled hero and absolutely nails it in my opinion. Cal is equal parts funny, caring and brave, and it's hard not to fall in love with his near boundless optimism as the game goes on. This makes the decision to not stick moral choices throughout the game all the better. We've gotten used to most Star Wars storyline focused games to let us play out either the hero or the villain, but here we just follow the experiences of our leading man and see him evolve on the light path, and it's actually fairly refreshing.
I can't change the past,
You trespass, Jedi.
but I'm done hiding.
Overall, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is an incredibly rich and fulfilling gaming experience, with a powerful cast, gorgeous visuals, and a difficulty which, while challenging, isn't so hard as to be off-putting for a more casual player. Sure, I had a few moments of textures loading in slowly and a couple of technical bugs, but this could probably be attributed to me playing on a standard PS4 and not a PlayStation Pro. If you're a fan of Star Wars at any level, then I can't recommend this enough, and if you're a fan of a gaming challenge, then this should work for you too. It's been quite a while since I've not been able to put a controller down, but my 12-hour binge on release day makes me think that this is just one hell of an experience. I'm going to give Jedi Fallen Order a solid 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm okay. You alright? No, you're not doing that again.
Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to check out our other videos right here on Respawning's YouTube channel. Also, for all the latest news and reviews, make sure to check out respawning.co.uk. And if you're feeling generous, please take a look at our Patreon page at patreon.com/respawning. Anything you can give helps us out a lot and we much appreciate it. Until next time, take care.